really important lesson, I think, for a lot of traders on how to execute a trade short when you are basically opening up right on top of that resistance. And there's a couple of key little factors to give you confidence in executing that day trade. So let's get into the charts. One quick sec here. There we go. So before I get into the charts, I want to turn your attention to this video. It is Professional Day Trader gives you valuable insight on trading strategies and day trading psychology. It's a day in the life series. This is where I am going around, walking and talking, giving a tour of my mountain property here in Costa Rica, but also giving valuable insight on, basically how to become a successful trader. It's my absolute favorite video I've ever produced, and I know you guys will really enjoy it. The response to it has been great, so go check that out. And now we can get into the trade recap. So as I said, we day traded Qs. Now I'm going to get zoomed in on my entries so then we can really take a peek here. That way you guys can see them. Okay. So you can see, actually, I got to get zoomed in better because these entries were really spot on. Let me make sure that's all good. Yep. Okay. So what we have here, you can take a look at the entries and how it was basically almost right at the market open. So I'm going to get zoomed in on Qs. And this is important to know. Okay. So I'll zoom in on the daily chart because that's important. So right up at those highs. Okay. You see where it ticked, it opened, gave a little pop, washed out, held, opened up this candle, popped right into it. Okay. So that's where I'm starting in and adding. Okay. Very high odds of success type of trade. Now, there's going to be some people that are going to look at this and they're going to be like, well, that's really risky. It isn't. And I'll tell you why. So not only are we backed up right here at pre-market highs, and it tried multiple times to get over. So that's resistance level number one. Resistance level number two is right at yesterday's highs. Okay. So that's resistance level number two. Now we also have another key level of resistance, and I want to pull back this daily chart and show you guys something. So we have tested for the first time that $500 price point. Well, it did basically do that yesterday, but market opens up. As soon as it opens up, it tests that 500. It comes within pennies of it. Now, these are questions that you need to ask yourself when you're in a day trade. Okay. You need to not look at it from your perspective all the time. You need to look at it from other people's perspective, other traders' perspective. And you need to think for those that have been holding all year. Okay. So at the beginning of this year, tail end of last year, all the way up into that 500, it's went almost 50%. Okay. From the last time it dipped there. And since breakout, it has went, that was 50 points. Sorry about that. It was 20% and 50 points. And that's a big, big gain. Okay. So that $500 natural resistance or support area, resistance, because we're below, is important. If you are swing trading, or even if you've been holding this for years and years and years, maybe you're getting close to retirement, you're going to pull profit. You will. Okay. Swing trading, investing, all sorts of traders converge right at that price point. And it's important to know. Now, on the flip side of things, that's also a price point where a bunch of shorts are going to pile in. So you got to get in there and get out. Don't mess around with it. Okay. Because it's going to most likely break and continue higher, which is exactly what it did. And it just squeezed. This is all shorts. Okay. They continue to hold. Shorts never pay themselves. They constantly are looking for these things to sell off and go to zero. Okay, that's important to know. So what gives me confidence in this trade to essentially short it as soon as the market opens, which that's not what I did. There's a little more to it than that. And I locked in just under $5,000, $4,695. And I was actually up more than that. And you can see I took a secondary trade opportunity. And then the problem here, you see this stop out. Sorry, I got to get way off camera to see that entry. So there's a stop out there where I was holding a small amount of contracts looking for obviously that little bit more. I stopped out and I was giving a lesson live and on screen share. And then I'm like, oh shit, I'm still in the position. And I stopped out. And obviously that's where it chewed back those profits quite a bit. So that's okay. It was about a $2,000 mistake. So would have locked in about $7,500, somewhere around that area, if I remember correctly, but it doesn't matter. These trades, when we are opening up, to kind of just give you guys a little more perspective on this, when you have a valid resistance area and not just one level of protection, right? Like let's say it was just yesterday's highs or a previous close. That's only one level of protection. When you have 2, 3, 4, 5 levels of protection, in this case we had 3, it's a big deal. Okay, we have natural, which is the 500. Okay, then we have yesterday's highs, pre-market highs. That is 3 layers of protection. Don't think about it. Hit it. Enter, because it will sell off. You're going to have people, especially at the market open, with their orders set, ready to sell and pull profits on that, guys. Okay, because it didn't gap up over top of that. So they believe it's like, okay, I better get out right now before this sells off. So that's important to know. Not all trades at the market open should be shorted. It's not what I'm saying. When you have 2, minimum of 2, that's when you can start in on that trade. And if there was 2 levels of protection on that trade, I would have been about half the size that I took here this morning. With 3, that's the size I took. If there was 4 levels of protection, I would have taken quite a bit more. 5 levels, I'm throwing the boat at it, right? Including the kitchen sink. You understand what I'm getting at? So this is how we size into trades, is how much protection we have, how valid of a support or resistance level we have. So again, please make sure to go to the YouTube channel under the videos and go search for that video. I know you guys would really enjoy it. It's a great video. Again, it's my favorite. And if you want to learn how to do this consistently and professionally and join a premium service, and when I mean premium service, that's exactly what I mean. We have everything. We have the execution strategy, which is the entry strategy. Then we have a full-blown risk strategy that's designed to keep you in the trade just long enough so then you're not constantly stopping out too soon. And now we also have an app right on your phone that is going to tell you the days to size up, which is a major, major issue that people have. And it is wildly successful. Not only that, but we have video lessons, nightly scans. We even have a support group for spouses that may be having fears and doubts and some hesitations and questions. We have everything covered. There's even way more to list. So if you want to join an actual legitimate service and learn how to do this in a professional capacity, come to tricktrades.com. Adios, folks. Have a great evening.